expectation. But it definitely wasn't a rough upbringing from those aspects.
Yeah. And it sounds like your mom, did you say she runs a bank or?
Yeah, she was a senior vice president of a bank called Golden Plains. It's a credit union called Golden Plains Credit Union. And
so she had the opportunity to go to school and stuff like that?
She didn't. I think she went to K-State for like a year, and started, her and my father started having a family, and she didn't need to work, but when they separated, I think when I was 3, she started, kind of like I did, just started being a teller and ended up running the show where she's at. So
cool.
That's awesome. It's that is probably where you learn your work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
It was my grandpa. My grandpa was crazy. He came over from Germany, and he didn't know English when he got over here, and he became very successful in the farming realm and investing realm. And I think he retired at 39.
Oh.
So he was kind of the guy that taught us drive and, always try to be a little bit better than yesterday.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's great. And like, I'm always interested in people's like origin stories, because like that's how you get to know people, A
little background. You got to have backstory.
Yeah.
Kind of see where people came from, because then it maximizes what you see them or how you see them now, right?
Yeah.
You're like,
and
oh, okay,
what
they came from this, and
what they've accomplished, and
and it's cool. It seems like you definitely have had some learning experiences that have maximized your philosophy on life now.
Yeah,
and I dig it.
Yeah, I think that's where the gifts are, right? If you're not making failures and missing at times, you're not swinging. So I believe in try to fail as fast as you can and take risks, and usually it'll pan out.
So I just want to thank you, for giving me the opportunity to be an ambassador, because you have some really cool ambassadors like Brennan Schaub and multiple athletes and stuff like that. It's just amazing that it's amazing to me that I'm a part of it.
Yeah, you have a great story, and honestly, when I heard your story, it's just amazing. And like I said, I would always love to hear more, and hear the things that you overcame to be where you're at here today. So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to have these conversations.
Oh yeah, cool. And like John said, that's the whole idea behind this podcast is just learning about people and what they've overcome in their lives and how it's shaped them and changed them into the people they are now.
Yep.
And let me ask you this, Shane. When after when you were attacked in your incident, what was the fire that made you say, okay, I want to keep on challenging myself daily and pushing and achieve and get back to as much as that you could? What was that burning factor for you?
Well, I've always been motivated by my family, and I would say they push me to better myself. Like I overdosed on methadone as a younger kid, and I learned the importance of family from that, because my family dropped everything to move me back into to my house and with my parents and stuff, and they obviously didn't have to do that, but
they could have just said, oh, he's a druggie, let's just let him deal with his own problems,
and that allowed me to overcome that addiction and stuff like that. So family is really important to me, and
they were there right after you got attacked. I mean, they were right there.
Yep. Yeah. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I would say that is the driving factor behind everything I do, my family.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Love it. If you have a strong why, the how takes care of itself, right?
Oh,
It
yeah.
does. Well, and here's the thing. There's so many other people that can help you with the how. You have
Right.
to come up with your own why. I had to learn that, man, so many times trying to run my own businesses. And I'm like, dude, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? Right. And as soon as I could identify why it was so important to me and why I'm doing it in the first place, it's almost like the people that would help me with the what would just show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just kind of would show up and come into my life and like, okay, my drive is strong enough now.
And you have to be receptive to people.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
Totally receptive.
And attract what you need.
Yeah.
That's the good thing. When you have the right thoughts, you attract the right energy. So
Yep, you do.
That's awesome.
And that's the other thing I've noticed with this podcast, that like I get suggested people to interview, and like it's like I'm not picking the people I interview most of the time.
Yeah, they're like coming to you.
Yeah, but the thing is I think that's because I'm surrounding myself with positive, good people and allowing them to come in.
Yeah, into your circle.
Yeah.
And you're attracting more of that. Yeah, it's great, dude. I like it.
So what was just one more question for you, with everybody that you've interviewed, what are some other more memorable stories that you've heard where people have overcome some difficulties?
There's some heavy ones.
We've heard so many, but
there's some
the
really heavy
two
ones
that really stand out in my mind is Sean Costello. He was a paraplegic, and he got in a wreck in a car. He wasn't driving, and it paralyzed him throughout his whole body.
His whole body,
yeah.
man,
And so, but just his drive and
he still is
determination.
just like, he still has that drive to live and to be better and to do more. Like,
and if
awesome.
he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like, what do I have to complain about?
And the other one that really stands out is this guy named Kevin Hooker. And because Kevin, it wasn't anything he did to his own life that affected him.
It was given to him.
Yeah.
Just straight out.
But his dad was a Vietnam vet, and he was exposed to a lot of Agent Orange.
A lot of it.
Oh wow!
And
so when he had Kevin, Kevin was born with his bladder on the outside of his body. He's had like 70 something surgeries. They've done tons of stuff, man.
But the great thing about Kevin is he has a daughter himself, and he was worried that his daughter would get his disease.
Yeah.
But luckily she wasn't affected.
He took that chance.
Yeah.
He and his wife took that chance, man, and had a baby, and she's good to go.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
And that guy, man, he's like, dude, I see him on my Instagram feed every single day.
He's always running, and
he's always doing something.
Yeah.
And even though he has been through so much, and it's awesome. So we've had lots of people like that, man. We've had tons of PTS people, victims, even rape victims.
Yep.
We've talked to people that were suicidal, like literally, like ready to pull the trigger.
Oh yeah.
We've
like
had
Doug Myers.
Doug Myers. Yeah. We've had so many different people that have overcome like just some heavy stuff, and they're positive, they're strong, they're killing it. Now in their lives, and it's just it's awesome. It inspires us to just keep going
and to be involved in that, like those circles, is so positive for just
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
Well, when you learn, and what I think you guys are doing, first of all, your guys' mission behind your podcast is brilliant, and the thing that I've been able to see being around all these high performers with all the athletes that you had, been around the Shannon Sharps, the Brendan Schaubs, the Noah Olsons, and, all these Olympians go on. And I always kind of ask him that one thing. And, when you're really high performer, you learn how to turn some of the shit that's happened to you as a, whether
Positive.
it's a kid or growing up, and you turn it as fuel.
Yeah.
And when you can learn to put it as a fuel instead of a roadblock, it's like there's nothing that can stop you.
Well,
Exactly.
I think that's so important, because if you don't, it will cripple you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Totally.
It's one side of the sword. It's, whether it's the good or the bad, but those who can turn it into fuel, they get to the top of the mountain for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like I said, you have some really, really cool people surrounding you all the time. And like Brendan Schaub, like I listen to Brendan Schaub's podcasts, all of them, multiple times a week. And so I like,
It's cool.
can you tell me about the relationships you've gained throughout this experience?
Yeah, and and I'll try to stay 10,000 feet. But the thing with Brendan, Brendan's actually an equity partner of the company.
Okay.
It was really crazy. In 2018, I really diving into readings on creation and manifestation, and really channeling in. You can attract what you want, and so. I would literally start drawing a triangle, and I'd be like, if I could have my brand around 3 people with the niche in the area that we're going into, who would it be? And I'd put Joe Rogan at the top, Aubrey Marcus to the left, and Brendan Schaub to the right.
That's so awesome.
And I would literally stalk them, and I'd be like, okay, if I'm in a conversation with them, what would I say? How could I attract them to show them that I could add value in their world? And next thing I know, I'm finding myself in On at headquarters, and I meet Aubrey, and Anna was looking to put out a CBD product, but their legal team wanted them to pump the brakes and let's wait another couple of years. But he's like, let me introduce you to Brendan. His son was experiencing some epileptic conditions, and we talked to Brendan and had a great conversation. Flew out, met him, and he became a partner 3 weeks later, and. That's when I really proved to myself, it's like you really can create anything you want if you have the right intentions. And it was just weird how it all played out, but that's how we met. And,
well, I've noticed that from doing this podcast also, like I've been able to attract some really cool people, like Dakota Meyer.
Yeah, his story's awesome.
Yeah. And so we put on a 5K, a virtual 5K.
Yeah, just a couple months ago.
And
how'd that go? Like, what was the structure on that?
It went really good.
It was great.
So we wanted to raise some money for this
Brainstorm for
nonprofit called Brainstorm for Brain Injury. And so that's how we did it, is to put on a 5K. And so people would have to buy their race packets, and we got all the products donated to us.
Yep, we did.
And so Origin Maine actually came on and helped us out.
Yep.
And who Origin Maine is Pete Roberts' company that he owns with Jocko Willink. And so just to have that like association with those types of people, it's validating.
Yeah, for sure. And with how many people we had signed up, like for them to donate like that much, it was awesome.
Oh,
like, I had tons of people at my gym that were like, wait, I didn't think I was going to get like this much stuff in my packet.
Well, we got it all donated.
Yeah,
so,
it was awesome.
Yeah.
And even the shirts.
And even the shirts, Dakota Meyer made our shirts.
Yeah, through On the Dash.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That is awesome.
So we'll do another one. We're going to do another one this year. We'll do it again.
Yep.
So what do you got? How many podcasts are you planning in 2021?
We try and do one a week.
Yep.
Nice.
Right now
Good
we're on
good frequency.
What is this one? 45?
44,
44 or
45,
5.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where we're on right now. And yeah, we're gonna hit it. We're gonna get a ton done.